YouTube channel. My name is Zele. Today I have my sister with me. Yeah, we are going to be having a relationship gist. It's a gist. We are not doing any formal thing here. So we're going to be sharing knowledge and we're going to be talking. And I have her here with me today, and she's the right person to talk about relationships on this channel with me. So let us get right into it. Yes. So I have questions here that I would love to ask, and we'll both rub minds on it. So the first question is, what would you say to people? This question is actually very funny. What would you say to people hungry for love? Like people who are constantly putting it out there on their social media handles. People who are literally hustling for love. Hustling, yes. People who are desperate. That's the word. Yeah, desperate for love. So, Mo, you go first.
Okay. I mean, desperation leads to a lot of things,
Yeah.
When you're very desperate for something, even those that should not have access to you will begin to have access to you because they can smell desperation.
Yeah.
And what would I say to that kind of person? Love yourself. See, begin by loving yourself. Relationship, I think the mistake that people make is that they believe that relationships make people whole or complete.
Or can help their whatever.
Or can help your limitations, and maybe become a poverty alleviation scheme, or help you boost your self-confidence,
make you happy.
Relationship doesn't do that for anybody. Relationship is just an add-on. It's a fringe benefit. If you are lucky to find somebody who loves and respects you, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to have. It's something I wish that everybody experiences. But see, if you don't have it, may nothing do you. Really, like what's selling? No, I think what that does really is to attract the wrong people to you. People who are not supposed to have access to you begin to have access to you. People who are not supposed to say things to you believe that I mean, she are the one that is hustling for husband or hustling for wife up and down. Just work on yourself. Try to be the best version of you, and you would attract somebody who sees the gem in you, someone who values you, someone who is equally working on themselves. You will attract somebody who would love you. So, man, love yourself and stop being desperate.
Love yourself. Please don't be desperate. Everyone is not supposed to know that you need somebody in your life. It is so obvious many times when I see a lot of people, post on their statuses, on their YouTube, their IG, it is, love is important for everybody, I think. Yes, but I think there is a desperation that people can smell.
And then what exactly are you desperate for? No, because the thing is, you see people's pictures, and I know people do this to just chase clout. Some people are not really serious. Some people, it looks like they are chasing clout, but underneath it there's like there are atoms of seriousness. You get? So what exactly? You see people post their picture. You see maybe me and my husband's picture, and I say, "Aww, relationship goals." We're not relationship goals, though. We are not. No, dear. Can you pay the price that we have both paid to be where we are? Can you make the sacrifices we've made? Maybe you can. But is it the picture itself that is making you say relationship goals? Do you want to go beyond the picture to know how we built to get to where we currently are? You're doing my view, his view. You're doing couple. You're doing You can take your friend out and do my view, his view, or his view, my view. Okay, so stop. What exactly? You need to even find out this thing you're desperate about. What is it? Do you want to have fine pictures like this? Do you want to have beautiful babies? Do you want to have fun with your partner? Do you want somebody who on a deeper level loves, respects, and sees you for who you are and loves you regardless? Someone who can make a commitment to you to stay faithful, to make sure that they groom you to be the best they can, the best that you can possibly be. Someone who has determined to grow themselves so that they can be beneficial to you. What exactly? What is desperation? What is it?
What is it for? Yes. Okay. Good. Moving to the next question. Do you think there are attributes people should build before entering a relationship? If yes, what are they?
Yes, I think there are attributes that people should build before getting into relationships, especially when you get to a certain age. Young people, I mean, so now how am I going to explain this thing now? if you are really young and you find somebody who is really young like you, and you people are willing to grow and commit to each other and decide to put in the effort it takes to grow a healthy, wholesome relationship, you can start that relationship and grow together. As long as the both of you are open to learning, as long as the both of you are teachable, as long as both of you are equally committed, bringing in your 100. If one person is 95 and the person is 105, there might be some issues. But at least you're even closer together in frequency than a couple where one person is 100 and the other person is 45. Do you get? So as young people, you can come together, decide to grow and build. But you get to a certain age where why haven't you dealt with your trauma? Yes, why haven't you dealt with your issues? What are you waiting for? You are in your late 20s and you're still saying, I behave like this because my father. Hello. You're an adult. Go for therapy. You are completely responsible for yourself. At a set, so when you begin to grow, you need to work on your communication. You can't come into a relationship and telling me, the society raised me to not be emotional. You should understand. This is how men behave, bro. There is too much information out there for you to bring this your archaic attitude into a relationship and be saying you know how men behave. No, we don't know. We don't know, because things are constantly redefining themselves. Life is evolving. We're beginning to realize that the way society raised men to be stoic and to be hard is not necessarily the way they should be. It is okay for a man to show emotions. It's okay for a man to communicate, and then you grow up and you say, I cannot communicate because my parents always shut me down. It's good. See, the fact that you even know, that even tells me that you have a certain level of self-awareness. True. For somebody like that, there is hope. But for somebody who is always defensive, you can't communicate. You don't even know. I'm like that. Yes, I'm like that. I'm Pisces. Carry your stinking Pisces and your Sagittarius and jump into the lagoon. Don't bring it. Don't get into a relationship with somebody with that nonsense attitude and say, I'm Scorpio. This is how we behave. Bro, stop that nonsense. Or babe, really, you should stop. So some of the attributes that people should have is, you should have a certain level of self-awareness before you get into a relationship. Because how do you teach somebody to love you when you don't know how to love yourself? When you don't even know yourself, like you said. How am I able to warn you about my excesses? I know this video is going to be a bit long, but there's something I listened to from Alain de Botton, and I think the title of that talk was why your relationship, or why you married the wrong person or something. And then he advises that when you get into a relationship with someone, or when you're getting to know a person, it's important to ask that person, how are you crazy? How are you mad? How are you not normal? Because this is how I am. This is how I play. So you need to know yourself to be able to say, see, these are my triggers. I don't like it when people raise their voice at me. I am uncontrollable. When you raise your voice at me, I can't really tell you what my next action will be, because it's a trauma for me. It's a pain point for me. It's a trigger for me. I'm currently working on it. I know it now. I'm currently working on it, but it's important to know that if you're going to come on this journey with me, these are some of the ways that I'm crazy. These are some of the steps I have taken to work on it. These are the steps I'm currently taking to work on it. So first and foremost, you need at least a basic sense of awareness, a basic sense of self. Know yourself. The only way you can get to know yourself is by spending time with yourself. It's intentional. You know how they say marriage is work, relationship is work. The work that they're talking about is the intentionality attached to it. This intentionality, if you can apply to yourself, trust me, when you get into a relationship, it will be easy for you to apply, because you have been intentional with yourself. You understand your patterns. Do you know what they call generational curses? Do you know?
Yes, no.
Patterns that happen.
My grandfather, my father,
patterns are simply generational curses. My great grandfather was choleric. He had a bad temper. He had anger issues. Before he died, he cut his leg because he was so angry with somebody, and he did this. My father is choleric. My father has the same issue. Then you get into a relationship and you open your mouth and say, it runs in our family. We don't take nonsense. We are mad people. Oh my God. You people are mad in your family. You need to see. You need to be intentional. Figure out what your patterns are. Be self-aware enough. Learn to communicate. Understand your trauma points. Understand your areas of weakness. If you are not somebody who is vulnerable, you find it difficult to be vulnerable. You find it difficult to be intimate with people. But you see other people and you like what they have. See, you know what a partner is for. Nobody expects you to come to a relationship perfect.
Yeah, true.
Nobody expects you to come into a relationship perfect. When I met my husband, when we're still friends, I didn't even think I was going to get married to him. He used to tell me, come as you are, no jackets required. You're my friend. Open up yourself to me. It took a long time. But you at least come with self-awareness. Let us know that, okay, these are my patterns, this is how I am. And then you find somebody who is willing to work with you on that journey and grow with you. And you're also open to, helping them. It's called a partnership for a reason.
Yeah.
But you cannot just come. Well, sometimes a very few number of people are lucky to go into relationships just as they are, because they have someone who is very self-aware, someone who has gone ahead, someone who is going to help them. But in these days, most times what we see is young people most of us are marrying our mates. You get, so I mean, our friends are mates, so we're still like we know practically the same things. So try and work on yourself. Learn to communicate. Learn to be vulnerable. Learn to ask. You see all this video is getting long. You cut out some parts.
No problem.
You know that those things where they say you ask a lady what is the problem and she say nothing. This is 2021.
Please,
if you have a mobile phone, and you can watch this video, you need to stop that nonsense.
Yes. Please.
What is the problem? Nothing. When you open your mouth and talk,
and you're squeezing your face, and you'll be angry.
We have and I think we have too many teachers in our generation to repeat the same mistakes that people made. For example, you see Pastor K and his wife, and Pastor Mildred, where she was saying that she used to think that her husband, by keeping quiet and frowning her face, whereas her husband thought that she was being serious with her spiritual life. You have those people free of charge to learn from, and you are repeating the same mistake. What do you think posterity will do to you? Learn. There's too much information out there to be behaving like an ignorant person.
Yes. So moving on to the third question, what would you say to people whose main or only attraction is money?
The Bible says that money has the ability to develop wings and fly away. If you know that your attraction is money, see, I'm not going to come here and judge you. Each man to his own. If you know that your main attraction, the only thing that drives you is money, then make the money. Make it. Make it now. This is 2021. People make mad money on TikTok.
Oh my God.
If you say you are not cerebral enough to learn coding, to understand business, the nitty-gritties of business, to maybe do science, and go on TikTok. Shabi, you like to show yourself a bit. Go on TikTok and dance and become an influencer, and brands will pay you. It's not money you're looking for. Make the money.
Make it.
And you will notice that after you have made the money, you will know that there is more to life than money. But at least make the money first. Because it's the money that is driving you a bit. Make the money. It doesn't make sense to get married for money. There's too much. Life has too much attached to it. You want to buy luxury bags, luxury shoes, luxury this one. Make the money. Make it. You don't need to get married for money. It's too much. You don't need to be in a relationship for money. The give off is too much. The disadvantages are too much.
And just like one very little.
Yes, the disadvantages are too much. And then when you now meet somebody who knows that you're with him for money, who also is somehow, who doesn't respect you, and he decides to take advantage of you and rubbish you just because he's giving you money. My dear sister, make the money. Make the money, okay? Brother or sister, make the money, then up your game. You make the money, use part of the money, very, very small fraction, put into self-development, and then you want up your game. Aim for now you are able to afford luxury items, aim for a luxury relationship. And you will see the benefits.
Number 4. What would you say to people who are genuinely tired of being single? What I mean is they are of age to probably get married or be in a relationship and they're tired of being single.
Okay, so I will not jump ahead of myself and say I understand how you feel, but I can empathize and I can imagine how it feels like. It's one thing, it's one thing to not care about marriage. It's another thing to really care about marriage and or a relationship, a romantic loving relationship, and not have it. What I would really say is fill your life with good positive things. Sometimes I have friends who tell me, oh Praise, I'm tired of being single, I just want to get married. All the time my question is usually, why? Are you just lonely? Do you think that when you get married you stop being lonely? It's a lie. Doesn't mean that when you're in a relationship you will no longer be. Marriage and relationships don't cure loneliness problems. They don't cure loneliness problems. They don't cure unhappiness problems. Fill your life with people who really love you. Make friends.
Yeah.
See, sometimes when you stop pursuing something, when you stop actively over searching for something, that's when it comes your way. Sometimes the best things in life happen to us in the most unexpected ways and the most unexpected time. So now that there is no boyfriend, there is no girlfriend, there is no husband, what are you going to do? Will you kill yourself? I mean, make friends, have quality friendships, have a strong support system, have people that you can always call on when you need to talk, build quality relationships, love yourself, invest in yourself, do things that make you happy, travel, go on adventures, take yourself out and put yourself out there, because man or woman will not come and meet you inside your room. Yes. Yeah. You are always in your house. You don't go anywhere. You probably need, so in this your situation you need to put in the extra efforts. You don't be desperate, but at least do your best. Join departments in church. These are the little ways you get to meet people. You get to put yourself out there, have fun, do things that make you happy, invest in yourself, and then put it in mind that if this never happens, you won't die. Like, just zero your mind that, you know what, I really want to get married. Yes, it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. I would like to wake up to a cuddle, I'd like to have somebody to pour all this love I have in my heart to. But as it is right now, are you going to settle for less because you want love? Are you going to just marry anybody because you want somebody to cuddle you? You don't want to be lonely at night. No, buy a big teddy bear. I know it sounds funny, I know it sounds unrealistic, but help yourself. Have good friends, go out, ask your friends to introduce you to their friends. When you have quality friends, you know that their head is correct. You are a bit sure that their friends too will have some sense. So ask your friends. Don't be ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Ask your friends to introduce you to their friends.
Alright. Okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine, and the person was saying that a lot of people who feel like they are getting old and there's no spouse and they are genuinely looking for people they can get married to are doing themselves, because there is a way people shut people out because they are looking for a certain kind of person, and we forget that people are not perfect.
Hey, some people are looking for Jesus.
Yes,
so
people are looking for Jesus to marry. So if you're looking for Jesus to marry, well,
you can hold the old rugged cross.
And let your satisfaction come from
yes, let your satisfaction come from God. You are shutting people out. See, how would you know a person when you don't go out on a date with the person? Somebody says, some people have intuition. They know that this thing may not work. But you need to give chances. Talk to people. The way you can really get to know a person is by communicating with them. Go out on dates. You are not officially in a relationship with anybody, but go out on dates. Get to meet people. Talk to people. Have fun. Make friends. Anyone that you know that you cannot date, and they have some sense, you can convert them into friends and go on.